Hello friends, this is Father Frank Pavone, National Director of Priests for Life. Welcome to another episode of Pro-Life Straight Talk, where we expose the truth about abortion with courage and clarity, no matter what the consequences. I'm standing before you here in the summer of 2015 when a law was supposed to go into effect in Kansas that would protect babies in the womb from being violently dismembered, torn apart, limb from limb, by abortion procedures which dismember them. This law was signed into effect by Governor Sam Brownback, who has been a longtime friend of mine and of Priests for Life. We worked with him closely when he was in the United States Senate. And he was the first governor to sign into law a bill like this. And what activity does this bill protect babies from? Let me read it for you, the description of dismemberment that the law itself describes. Killing the baby, quote, by extracting him one piece at a time from his mother's uterus through use of clamps, grasping forceps, tongs, scissors, or similar instruments that through the convergence of two rigid levers slice, crush, and or grasp a portion of the unborn child's body to cut or rip it off. End of quote. Now, it's not news that this is happening legally to babies in the second and third trimesters of pregnancy. This isn't news. This isn't some unknown big secret. The United States Supreme Court has addressed this. Hasn't made it illegal, but it did address it. And let me read for you from a decision from the year 2000 of the U.S. Supreme Court, a decision called Stenberg versus Carhart, in which Justice Kennedy talks about the dismemberment, the legal dismemberment of babies in the womb by abortion. And he says, quote, the fetus in many cases dies just as a human adult or child would. It bleeds to death as it is torn limb from limb. The fetus can be alive at the beginning of the dismemberment process and can survive for a time while its limbs are being torn off. End of quote. United States Supreme Court. Now, the duly elected representatives of the people of Kansas passed this bill in both houses of the Kansas legislature. The duly elected governor of the people of Kansas signed it into law. In fact, I was there with him at one of the signing ceremonies at his invitation. It was a delight to be able to go there in April of 2015. So why isn't this law in effect today? It was supposed to be. But lo and behold, a judge in Kansas said, this law will not take effect. We will not protect babies in Kansas from dismemberment. The will of the people that worked its way through the legislative process and through the executive branch of government will not in fact take effect. And this, of course, is the problem we're facing time and time again in this country, and we have seen it recently, of course, in the Supreme Court with the decision in regard to marriage. A court, and this decision, brothers and sisters, doesn't represent where the American people are. It represents where 5 people are on the Supreme Court. That's what that decision is all about, the opinion of 5 people, not of 300 million people. What we are doing now is working against this notion that we have a one-branch government. And this has to be a key part of our response on all these moral issues. We do not have a one-branch government, namely the courts. We have a 3-branch government. And brothers and sisters, let's be crystal clear. The executive branch of government and the legislative branch of government are empowered to interpret the Constitution as they see fit. When people take an oath to be a legislator, even a state legislator, or a legislator in the U.S. Congress, when they take an oath to be a governor, when they take an oath to be a president, they are swearing to defend the Constitution as they understand it. They are not obliged to accept the meaning of the Constitution that the court gives them to understand. The court is there to resolve disputes between parties. That's it, not to create public policy. And therefore, we have to continue to stand firm and to say, for example, in Kansas or in any other state, because Oklahoma also passed this law to protect children from dismemberment abortion, we have to be able to say that if we in a particular state want to protect our children from being violently dismembered, that we are able to do so. Would you join us at Priests for Life in spreading this message, in working with the various states around the country to pass these laws that will protect children from being dismembered by abortion? Join us, come to our website, let's all get involved together, let's be in contact with each other, let's lend our voices and lend our activity and lend our money to this effort, because we're in this for one thing, brothers and sisters, and that is to end abortion and to protect these children in the womb. And let me promise you this today, we are going to do it. And one of the ways we do it is, again, by insisting that we have government of 3 co-equal branches, not just of one, the courts. Join with us. I look forward to hearing from you, and join us again next month for another Pro-Life Straight Talk. God bless you.